Hi, welcome along to the 21st of December. My name's Michelle, this is Mama Loves You GB and this is my FlossMas. How is everybody doing? I'm doing good, despite what I may look like. I had a few people message me yesterday saying, you still don't look very well, are you sure you're okay? This is December. This is my December face. It's a perfect storm. December is a perfect storm as a teacher. So what happens is the kids get more excited, their energy levels rise, your energy levels drop as you get towards the end of the month, and plus you throw in a few late nights for rehearsals and concerts and productions, and then you throw in a few kind of bacterial and viral illnesses as well. And this is what December looks like. FlossMas for me is a highlight of the day. It's not anything that I feel I have to do. And if I really felt terrible, I wouldn't do it. But I'm also the type of person that will commit to something. So if I've committed to doing it, come hell or high water. Or, you know, if I was really flat out, I wouldn't do it. But no, it's a real highlight for me. So please don't be worried. This is just my December face. This is just my December face. Any teacher who's watching will probably know what happens in December. Anyway, I have some news. I have been inundated by comments, questions, congratulations, we love it, sort of messages. This is my chart that was released yesterday in the Patchwork Rabbit Advent Calendar. And it's, what did I call it in the end? Flights of Angels. It says, may flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. And it's actually a double chart because there was that version with the crowns and there's also another version with two angels on it. The reason for the crowns was because it was what King Charles said about his mother, the late Elizabeth II. I nearly said Elizabeth I then, she's been long gone. Elizabeth II when she passed. And yeah, like I said, so many people have messaged me, messaged Carla at the Patchwork Rabbit saying, is it going to be released? When's it going to be released? Now, when I designed the chart, I kind of hadn't thought much further than designing the chart and handing it to Carla to get it printed ready for the advent calendar. And I'm not sure that she had really given it much further thought about what we were going to do with it afterwards. So we've had a little conflab. We were messaging all day, so it would be yesterday for you, the 20th. We were messaging all day yesterday, and it is going to be released today. We just both thought, it's Christmas, let's just release it. So if you go on to the Patchwork Rabbit, you will be able to buy this chart either in PDF or in a printed copy. It won't be for sale on my Etsy store. It will only be available through the Patchwork Rabbit, and that will stay that way. So it's been released, but it will only be available through them. So if you want it, you have to go there and get it. But why not add in a few extra little things as well? They've got a few new things, like, for example, the Martha Evans Scarlet House chart is for pre-order because I pre-ordered mine today. So you can go along and you can get yourself a copy. Now, people who got the advent calendar, what I've done is I've reworked just the format of the chart so it's larger. So if you would like to, you can email Patchwork Rabbit and they will send you over by email a PDF of the chart, but so it's bigger. If you're finding it difficult to work from the small one, just email them and they will send you the bigger version over, so you have access to that one as well. So I hope that makes everyone happy. It's a Christmas present from myself and the Patchwork Rabbit, that the fact that we've just decided to release it for everyone on public demand, basically. So thank you so much. Right, let's have a look at what's going on in the House for Captured Children. Number 21. Here we go. Let's see what's going on in here. Oh, stirring the pudding, I think. I think that's what she's doing. She's got a weird outfit on though. She looks like a cross between like a Greek goddess and Little Red Riding Hood. She's got a cloth cap on, stirring the bowl. She's got this kind of blue thing draped across her. I don't know if you can see. There. If I just shut the door. There. Do you know what? I had to get out a magnifying glass for the girl with the massive shoes yesterday as well. And I still think they're massive shoes. Either that or she stood on something blue, but what it might be, I don't know. So we've only got a few more doors for the House for Captive Children. Does it go up to 25? There's 24. No, I don't think so. I was thinking there might be a big like door of 25 where they all escape, but I don't think there is. So we're just going up to 24. Now, I have no actual live stitching today. I just haven't got around to any of it. So I am going to show you a previous finish, which, as usual, I've left somewhere else. 2 seconds. So this is my previous finish. I think it was called Halloween, but I will put the name of the chart across the bottom and where I got it from. And I stitched it on a piece of Fox and Rabbit 36 count. I think it was called Blueberry. It was one of the fabrics of the month. I don't know whether this is going to be a release or not, but it was just a really fun stitch, and I stitched it using Sulky, which, if you don't know by now, is one of my favourite threads to stitch 36 count on. I think the coverage is absolutely amazing. I really like it. So there's that, and I'll put the information down below. The freebie is from Crocette A Gogo, which I think is how you pronounce it, and I'll put the picture up in the top corner here. It's this cool little snow globe. It just looks fabulous. Again, I haven't got around to changing the ink in my printer yet, so yeah, you'll just have to see a picture of it. I'll put the links down below. I have to apologise, I've been really slow with the links. That's just the one part of the day that I struggle with finding the time to do, is to put the links up. So if you don't see them there, do check back, because I'll try and do them within 24 hours, hopefully, maybe 48 hours. I'm trying. I am trying. Okay, let's have a look in number 21. Number 21. Ooh. Oh, that wasn't what I thought it was. Midas Touch Revitalising Cream from Emma Hardy. Again, we need a gallon of that. What are we saying it's going to do? Helps decrease the appearance of fine lines, helps to improve firmness and elasticity, helps tighten, smooth and lift. Promises, promises. Suitable for vegetarians and vegans too. Marvellous. I'm neither, but it's always nice to know. Now, I do have something to show you today. Do you remember I talked about a sampler that I'd purchased? If you watched the live, then you might know about this one. If you didn't, I'm going to introduce her now, because she arrived today. 2 minor miracles. The first minor miracle, she arrived today. With the Christmas post and everything, I just didn't expect to see her before Christmas. I really didn't. I thought, even when she's been posted with the best postage, everything's just getting knocked on because of the strikes and whatever. Second of all, when it came, it was wrapped in cardboard and then wrapped in more cardboard, and the only thing holding it in at the top and the bottom was masking tape. Just a couple of strips of masking tape. So they'd literally wrapped it round a few times and then put tape around the top and the bottom, but there was nothing, there was no actual kind of padding at the top and the bottom, and it arrived perfectly. The glass wasn't broken, nothing. I was shocked and stunned. Now, it has got normal glass on it, so I'm not sure how easily you're going to be able to see it. It has suffered a little bit from fading, so it's going to be interesting to see, once we get the back off, what the different colours were. Now, it's not going to be easy. So at the top, you've got a row or 2 rows of letters, which are actually eyelet stitches. Then you've got another 2 rows here, which are done in satin stitch, but done to look like little blocks of stitches. And then you have got this row here. Now this row here is back to front. It's the only time I've ever seen it on a sampler. And if anybody else has ever seen a row of letters back to front, please, please let me know, because I am desperate to try and find out why that row of letters is back to front. Then you've got this information here. So it says Sarah Coultus. Oh, sorry, I got a big light there. Sarah Coultus. I'll just use my face to lean it on. Sarah Coultus, and then it says died. In fact, I could look on the back because it says on the back. June the 13th, aged 84 years in 1839. And then you've got this verse. It says, "Oh, that I had wings like a dove, then I would swiftly flee away from hence and to a place where I at rest should be." Then you've got all of the kind of motifs at the bottom. And then you've got at the bottom, it says here, Mary Coultus finished this work July the 11th, 1839. So her grandmother started the sampler and she finished it. Now, I've been looking at this sampler. It only came today. It's so heavy. I've been looking at this sampler, trying to see if I can definitively tell where the grandmother stopped stitching and the granddaughter started stitching. There are sets of stitches that go the different way. The top stitch goes a different way, but I'm not entirely sure quite where it is. Obviously, the granddaughter would have had to put the date of the grandmother's death, unless she was kind of clairvoyant or something like that beforehand. But what it says on the back is this piece of information. So it basically says everything that's written on the sampler. And then it says, Sarah Coultus, born 1755, died 1839, granddaughter of the above, Mary Coultus, granddaughter of the above, comma, Mary Coultus, born 1822, died 1867. Top portion of the sampler worked by Sarah Coultus and finished by her granddaughter Mary Coultus. So what we don't know is where that top portion extended to. Potentially, I wonder if she'd written her own name and then the granddaughter added the died bit and presumably the rest of this. But I'm not entirely sure. And I'm not entirely sure when the grandmother stitched the sampler as well. If she was born in, what does it say, 1755, she could maybe be stitching this top part of the sampler in 1765, 1775, something like that. And then the bottom part of the sampler was stitched in 1839. So a lot of years later. I'm not trusting my brain to do maths at this time of night. So it's really super interesting. I haven't had a chance to look them up yet and to see where they're from. It could be that the grandmother stitched it when she was old and she actually started the sampler and the plan was for her granddaughter to finish it off, because she would have only been... So she was born in 1822 and she finished it in 1838. So what's that, 16 years? Something like that. So she was 16 when she finished it. So potentially it could have been that the grandmother started it off with the view to the granddaughter finishing it within that time frame. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not sure we'll ever know, truthfully, until I take the back off. If I take the back off and I can really see some kind of different hand or some different aged stitches, yeah, I'm not sure whether the colours at the top just have really faded and the ones at the bottom are just slightly different. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this sampler. But she intrigued me because it is my only two-person sampler, and it's the only one, as I said, I've ever seen where we've got a row of stitching that goes backwards. That is just, the mind boggles. The mind boggles. One other thing, and I don't excuse me, what I've done with it. Crafty Kate, who is dyeing fabrics and who has dyed the fabric for my Weatherwise, whose club I'm in, messaged me earlier and said, could I add her website to the show notes? So I'm going to add that into the show notes. I'm just going to add it into the my list of shops. So if you're interested in fabrics from her, then that's where you'll go. You can find her on Facebook as well. I noticed on Facebook a few people have requested to join the club, and she does seem to have spots open. So yeah. Right, day number 21. Let's see what's inside. Oh, another Cottage Garden threads. Oh, look at that colour. La Belle. La Belle. Now these Cottage Garden threads, as I said, are really, really lovely to stitch with, and at 10 metres they are a bit longer than lots of the hand-dyed ones. And just in case you haven't seen the earlier episode, if you've got a Cottage Garden thread, you just pull, one of the sides will come out, give it a little flop about, and then when you want to use a thread, you just take a thread. She says you can't even get hold of a thread. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. And you just pull that and it will come out. Don't cut open this bit. Don't chop the threads about. Just pull them out individually. And then you've got 6 threads there, and you can use them as you wish. You can always put a little hole in the bottom to take care of any threads from that 6th strand that you don't use. I'm just going to leave that one back over there for now, because you never know when I might need that one. That's all from me. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay classy, stitchers.